How did Gerolamo Cardano influence Renaissance math? Imagine a time when numbers were still being understood and new ideas about math were just beginning to emerge. That was the Renaissance period, a time of discovery and change. One of the most important figures in this era was Gerolamo Cardano. His work changed how people thought about algebra and numbers forever. Cardano made big steps in solving complex equations. In his book called Ars Magna, published in 1545, he shared solutions for cubic and quartic equations. These are equations with 3 or 4 terms, and solving them was a huge challenge before. He used methods from earlier mathematicians but also added his own ideas. This book was the first major work in Latin that focused only on algebra, making it easier for others to learn and build on his work. He also helped introduce negative numbers into European math. Before him, many mathematicians ignored or avoided negative numbers because they seemed strange. Cardano accepted them as useful tools for calculations. He even talked about imaginary numbers, which are numbers that involve the square root of -1. Although he didn't fully understand them, recognizing their existence opened the door for future mathematicians to explore complex numbers. Another big contribution was his work with binomial coefficients and the binomial theorem. These are ways to expand expressions like a plus b raised to a power. This idea is important in algebra and helps in calculations involving probabilities and combinations. Cardano's work made these concepts known in the Western world, connecting algebra with patterns in numbers. He also wrote about probability in his book called Liber di Ludo Ali, which means book on games of chance. He studied dice games and explained how to calculate the odds of winning or losing. He understood that the chance of an event happening is the ratio of favorable outcomes to all possible outcomes. This was the first systematic approach to probability, laying the foundation for modern statistics and risk analysis. Beyond pure math, Cardano's ideas influenced technology and engineering. For example, he helped develop the Cardan shaft, which allows machines to transmit rotary motion at different angles. His studies on curves called hypocycloids contributed to making high-speed printing presses. These inventions show how his mathematical ideas had real-world uses during the Renaissance. In summary, Gerolamo Cardano's work on solving equations, accepting negative and imaginary numbers, introducing binomial coefficients, and developing probability theory changed the way numbers and their meanings were understood. His ideas connected abstract math with practical problems, helping shape the development of mathematics during the Renaissance and beyond.